uh, download it, and I can walk you through. Like, tell me after you download it, and I can walk you through on how to share that with me.
Alright, sounds good. I'll probably look at one of my worst Riven games.
Yeah, that'd probably be the best. Just because there'd be more mistakes to
Yeah.
go over.
Okay, I think this one's worse. It says this replay is expired. Fuck.
Oh, right. Yeah, because of the update.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Alright, well anyways, it was a game versus a Jayce. That's the matchup I have a lot of problems with.
Okay. So you just want to do like a verbal lesson?
I'll do verbal 1v1 anything.
Okay, so let's hop into a custom game, and I'll just go over how to play that matchup.
Right.
Do you want me to go Jayce, or do you want to go Jayce, or do you just want to both go Riven?
Can you go Jayce?
Yeah, I can go Jayce.
Thanks, man.
Yep, I'll invite you.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so the Jayce matchup, once you know how to play it, or like once you learn how to play it, it's actually pretty easy. As long as you don't take too much harass, and I'll talk to you about how to do that.
Sounds good.
And I am not a very good Jayce player. I'm just gonna throw that out there right now.
Yeah.
But I guess what rank are you?
Gold 4.
Oh yeah, it'll probably be fine. I guess I'll give you an idea of like what a okay Jayce plays like, I guess.
Yeah. It's all good. What's the hardest matchup in your opinion for Riven?
Riven only has 2 hard counters, and those would be. Actually, I guess she kind of has 3. I'd say Teemo, Kennen, and who else is there? There's one more that I'm forgetting.
Alright.
Teemo, Kennen, and one more. Those are the only hard counters. Every other matchup, you can just like, as long as you know how to play the matchup, you can win pretty easily. Usually with Riven, Swain, that's kind of a weird one, but for the most part, when I verse Swains, I just wait till level 6 and just all in them then.
Alright.
Make sure you don't take too much harass early. But for the most part, if you're like confused about how to play a matchup, with Riven, you either want to abuse your mobility early game,
Okay.
or you want to play passive until like level 6, and then level 6 you get a big power spike.
Alright.
And that's like how 90% of your matchups work.
Sounds good. The other day I was playing normals and I just like wrecked a Teemo, so he was like bronze though.
Yeah, good Teemos. A lot of people would argue that Teemos aren't that like they're not a hard counter to Riven, and they're not at all. But I personally I personally don't know how to play against Teemos very well. Just because a good Teemo would like harass you under tower and all this stuff. For the most part, what I do is I'll all in him level 6 if I don't die or if I don't take too much harass. But even after that, he still wins fights against you. So, I would probably just focus on roaming instead of trying to win your lane against Teemo.
Okay. So what should I start against a Jayce? Longsword or Dorn Shield?
You always want to start Dorn Shield with people that are auto attack heavy.
Okay.
So like even like Kennen, even if Kennen doesn't go AD, even AP Kennen, you want to go Dorn Shield against usually. Just because he auto attacks you a lot early, and you want to reduce the damage of some of those auto attacks. Like Kale too, her E is an auto attack technically. You could arguably do it against GP if you're not comfortable with his early game. Anyone like that?
What kind of champion would you start Longsword against?
Pretty much everyone. Longsword's the safest start for you, just because it gives you a lot of sustain. and you know it lets you. It pretty much keeps you in lane long enough to get a component or get an item and then recall and teleport back. And that's all you really need. You just need to sustain until that point for a lot of your matchups.
Okay.
So against Jayce, you go Doran Shield, you start E, and early game you do not want to push the lane. Let him push into you.
Alright.
And
I started Q.
yeah. A really cool trick, by the way. Come right here. Come where I'm standing. Look what happens when I auto you.
Alright.
Your minions aggro me, and my minions start to push because my minions are autoing your minions. So that's something cool you can do if you shield an auto attack in your minion wave. It can actually force them, if they're freezing the lane, it'll force them to push into you. So that's really nice against people that you that are just hard freezing.
Alright.
Probably don't have to worry about that too much right now, but once you get like gold 2, gold 1, platinum, people will start freezing. So this will help you against that. Also, just stay out of range of him for a while. Like unless you're gonna do that little cheese there where you have him force push the lane, just don't take too much harass from him. Your main focus against people like Jayce with that start with their ult is to just wait till level 6 and outscale him.
Alright.
Holy crap. I did not play this very well at all. I don't know why I went, I don't know why I went Ignite. Wasn't paying attention. But yeah, for the most part, you just want to sustain. Don't take too much harass from him early, and make sure you do not die to him early. Because if you die to him early, it just takes longer for you to outscale him. It's really important that you're not taking all that free harass and stuff like that. And don't be afraid to give up minions either. If you, a general rule of thumb is if you take 2 autos or more worth of damage for 1 minion, then it's not worth going for that minion.
Okay.
Do you have any questions? 'Cause I know I was talking pretty fast.
I don't know, what's a really good build like to run against Jayce and other auto attacks? Like
You usually just want to go your standard build. Like, do you know what you normally build on Riven? Or like, do you know what you're supposed to build on her?
Black Cleaver, Death Dance, Ravenous Hydra.
So what do you build first? What is your very first component? Like, not even item.
Typically I like to build the Phage.
Okay. So usually, well, I say usually, but like 90% of the time on Riven, I will start the Warhammer. Just because it gives you really nice early stats. And you're going to build into it later on anyways, so it's a nice item to have because it's cheap, gives you nice stats, gives you CDR. And also, if you build into Black Cleaver after that, after the Warhammer, with the Warhammer as well, you'll have like 40% CDR. So it just gives you a lot of CDR and stuff early. Nice flash. Yeah, if I was playing this correctly, you would have probably died a lot earlier because I was not zoning you out like I should have been. But for the most part, you just want to play passive early, wait for that 6, and then once you get 6, if you guys are even in HP, you can just all in him. There's nothing he can do.
Alright.
Save your 3rd Q and your 2nd Q for his E. Like when he E's you back like this. Or, well, I'm not going to E you back, but if he E's you back, then save your 2nd Q and your 3rd Q. Just to make up for the distance, I guess.
Alright.
And that way you're not wasting your ult if you decide to go on him. Okay. Another cool little tip that'll help you out as well. If you know for a fact that someone has flash when they're fighting you, and you can guarantee that you... Like, if you know for a fact that if you land your ult, you're going to kill them and you know they have flash, save your ult until after they flash. A lot of people like panic ult or panic flash to try and predict your ult. And if you use your ult before then they'll dodge it, obviously. But if you save it, you get their flash and you get the kill.
Okay. Yeah, I've definitely made that mistake before.
Yeah. It's hard to get in the habit of too, but you'll definitely win it. Like, you'll be able to secure a lot more kills if you do that. Yeah, do you have any more questions or anything? Is there anything else you can answer?
I need to learn how to combo her properly.
Okay. So before you learn any of the advanced combos, you want to learn the basic combos, and that's just because a lot of the advanced combos are based off the basic combos. Something to keep in mind as well is that the advanced combos aren't really that good. Like, I mean, they're good. They usually do a lot of damage and stuff, but they're not any different from like doing a basic combo. It's just it looks nicer. So don't feel like you have to do like crazy combos, you know, to be good on Riven, because you don't. Sometimes it's just better to do the basic combo, so you guarantee that you get the kill instead of doing an advanced combo and maybe messing it up and not getting the kill. Anyways, so the basic stuff you want to be able to do is, first of all, fast combo. That's really important. Something we want to practice a lot if you're not comfortable with it. And that just helps you out a lot trading in game. The higher you get up, the more important fast comboing will become. Fights will get a lot closer, stuff like that, so you want to be able to do that.
So how do you fast combo?
You auto a minion, you Q... Hold on, I have to think about this. You auto Q a minion, and then you auto the ground, and then auto and repeat, pretty much.
Okay, I'll try that.
Boxbox has a really nice video on it. It's kind of hard to explain. I think it'd be easier to show you, so just look up Boxbox fast combo video after this game. I can link it to you if you want it as well. Yeah, that's nice to know. Also, the EW combo, it's really simple, but it's what a lot of double casting leads into. If you want to double cast, you do the EQ or the EW combo, and then you add another ability. The only difference is that you want to drag your E out, like you want to make your E last a little longer, and then at the end of your E animation, then you WQ. So try that out if you can.
So, like that?
Yep, close. You wait a little too long on your E, and you use your WQ a little slow, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, a lot of your combos will stem off of that, so just be able to do that. Nice, that was good right there. Also your ER, I know that's like really basic, but if you can do EW and ER, you're pretty much set. Like, that's all you need. Nice, very good. Other than that, everything else just looks fancy. It's not really super important. There may be a scenario every now and then where it could save you, but other than that, you're perfectly fine with just doing the normal combos. If there are advanced combos that you're interested in, it'd probably be much easier to look them up and see how they're done instead of me telling you, because it might get a little confusing if I tell you how to do it.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions other than that?
Just basically full build.
Okay.
Like, what kind of items should I be building?
Yep. So first item, 99% of the time should be Warhammer, unless you get really fed. If you get really fed early, you could get something like T-Map, and just like rush Hydra, or you could even just rush Death Stance. But for the most part, we want to be going Warhammer, and then building into Black Cleaver after that. What you get doesn't really matter when you build into Black Cleaver. I prefer the Phage because it gives you movement speed when you kill minions, and you can use that to like chase people like Gangplank or Jayce, for example. That extra movement speed's nice for that, but some people like Kindle Gem. It's really up to preference. After that, finish your Black Cleaver. Then you want to finish whatever you want to build your Warhammer into. So finish like a Death Stance maybe, or Maw Malmortis. That's what you usually want to go, either Death Stance or Maw Malmortis. If they have a really squishy team, you could even go Ghostblade. And if you're fed, you could just straight up get Ghostblade as well if you're up against a squishy team. But for the most part, we want Maw Malmortis or Death Stance just because they're really strong. And from there, everything's just situational. If you get really fed, you can go Hydra, you can go QSS, you can go Last Whisper. if you're doing alright, you can get like GA. GA is like a core item, I guess. GA is pretty strong because it gives you damage, it gives you resistances, and it also gives you a second life. Passive, obviously.
Yeah.
What else can you go? You can go like Frozen Mallet if you want to get a little tanky without going a full tank item. I don't know, what else is there? I'm probably missing one here and there. Lethality items you usually don't want to build, by the way, unless, like I said, unless you're up against like 4 or more squishies on the other team. Other than that, you don't really want to build them because there's just better alternatives. If you get really fed early, you could get Call. If you can, like, if you know for a fact that you're a lot stronger than your opponent, you can get Call just to get your second item faster. You could double Doran's if you start Doran's Blade and you get a kill. Doran's Blade, you only want to be going against people you feel like you can win against early with the advantage. Yeah, I think that's about it. Boots, you don't want to get Lucidity anymore. As long as you have the right runes, you'll have 40% CDR with the Black Cleaver and the Warhammer. So you don't want Lucidity anymore. You want.
Are they getting rid of runes in this new patch coming, or?
I hear they are. I don't know how that works, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, because I was kind of holding out on spending some IP on runes.
They said that they were going to make up for that. Like, for people who spent IP on runes, they're gonna, like, somehow, I don't know, like, make up for that somehow. I don't know how they're gonna do that. Right. They didn't really announce it.
Being, I guess I should just buy the runes, right?
Yeah.
After this game, could we work on my rune page?
Yep. Yeah, we can talk about runes and masteries after this game. I can go in depth with masteries as well. What else is there? I think that's about it. I think I covered about everything build-wise. Lethality, Last Whisper, GA, Hydra. Oh, Bloodthirster. Bloodthirster's a nice item if you want to, like, if you want to get tanky. Once again, without getting a tanky item. Bloodthirster is a tank item, as weird as that sounds, because it gives you sustain, and it gives you a shield as well, so it's kind of a tank item. It's really nice to have with, like, Frozen Mallet, because once again, it gives us a lot of sustain, it keeps us tanky, so that's nice. I think that's about it. I mean, that's about it. I'll keep checking just to make sure. QSS already went over.
Alright.
Yeah, I'd say that's about it.
Alright.
So if you don't have any more questions, we can just exit out and go to Runes and Masteries.
That works.
Alright. Are there any matchups you want to go over real quick, by the way? Anything you have questions about?
I guess just like hard CC champions like Swain, Pantheon, people like that.
Okay, yeah, so for Swain and Pantheon specifically, you just want to wait till 6. Swain, as long as you don't give him kills or anything, you'll be much stronger than him at 6 because of your power spike. And it's really important that you dodge his snare as well, because if you get hit by his snare, he can kite you after that. And it can really lose you fights. Also, try and shield his harass. His harass is when he throws out that little bird or whatever. Try and shield that, and just make sure you don't get hit by snares. And if you don't do that and you're even, you'll be able to win against them as long as you just use your mobility to your advantage and wait till level 6 all in him. Pantheon's the same way. Like I said, he's the same thing as Jayce. Like he starts with his ult pretty much, or Jayce starts with his ult, but with Pantheon he gets his ult level 6 obviously. But Pantheon doesn't have a combat ult. Obviously he can ult in place, but if he does that, you can avoid it. So level 6 is when Pantheon kind of falls off against Riven, because Riven gets a useful ult and Pantheon doesn't. So pretty much with Pantheon, I usually start Longsword 3 pots. If you're not comfortable, you could start Doran Shield. But you just start your E, you max your E, and you make sure you shield his Qs. And something to keep in mind early is that he uses a lot of mana. And if he spams Qs, then that means he's gonna run out of mana like really fast, and you can take advantage of that to win your game or win the lane whenever he's out of mana. And then obviously if he doesn't spam them, then you can just use your E to soak a lot of damage.
Alright.
And also something to keep in mind is that with Pantheon, his Q is like half the cooldown of your E. So after you use your E to shield something, you want to back off for a bit and wait for your E to come back up before you overextend and get hit by another Q, because it's a shorter cooldown than your E.
Okay. So I think that's everything. I'm ready for Runes and Masteries now.
Yep. All right. So just leave the match.
I have 3,300 IP right now.
Okay. Okay, so runes, we have 9 attack damage, 9 armor. Oh yeah, what you can do, first of all, you don't need lifesteal, you don't need movement speed, so you can get rid of those quintessences, just replace them with attack damage. The reason you want attack damage on Riven is because her abilities scale with AD percentage-wise. So the more AD you have, the more, percentage-wise, the more damage you'll do with your abilities. So like if you have, I don't know exactly what it is, but let's say it's like 20% additional damage. If you have 100 AD, you'll do 120 damage. Whereas if you only have 80 AD, you only do like 112 damage or something like that. So that's why it's important to have more AD, is because it scales really well with your abilities. So instead of that movement speed, instead of that lifesteal, we want attack damage. Also, something you probably want to do is make 2 pages for Riven. With one, you want magic resist, glyphs, or just full MR glyphs, in case you're up against an AP top laner. And with the other one, you want cooldown reduction. And the best mix with cooldown reduction would be 6 flat cooldown reduction and then 3 scaling. And the reason we do that is because it gives us 10%.
Okay,
and
so with those cooldown reduction, that's for which? Seals or?
Glyphs.
Alright. So let me go buy them.
Yep. What was that? Oh, right. And the reason we want to do 6 flat CDR and 3 scaling is because it equals out to like 9.9 cooldown reduction, and with our items we get 30 cooldown reduction. So we'll have 39.9 cooldown reduction.
Damn, I only have enough IP for 2 flat.
Yeah, that's fine. That's alright. You can just fix it up later.
Yeah.
You could maybe go Lucidity Boots just to get early CDR, it's kind of up to you. But Ninja Tabbies and Merc Treads are really strong because with your build, you're gonna be semi-tanky. Like Death Dance makes you tanky because the passive turns 20% of the damage you take into a bleed effect. GA is a tanky item because it gives you armor, gives you the second life. Black Cleaver is obviously a tanky item, gives you health, gives you CDR, gives you armor pen, gives you damage. And I don't know, just like Riven's build for the most part of the season, it's Bruiser. So, God, I just lost track of what I was talking about. Oh yeah, but yeah, that's Riven's build, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
For the like AP top laner, I just want full MR glyphs.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And then the regular page, just
do as much CDR as you can. You don't have to have all of them.
Yeah.
Oh right, I was talking about the boots. I went so off track that I forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, you like Lucidity Boots are decent because they give you CDR early. They're nice to have. But like I said, the Ninja Tabbies are really strong and the Merc Treads are really strong because you're going to be a bruiser and they let you soak more damage. So you can sustain in fights.
Should I just buy some tier 2 cooldown reductions? You're only 1 IP.
How much do they give you?
0.67.
That gives you about... Okay. That gives you about 6 or 7 CDR. That's okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Alright.
I would buy max of those because they're, you know, it's one IP. So buy 9 of those and apply enough so you have 5% CDR or maybe a little over 5%, and then make everything else MR glyphs. And that way you get good value because tier 2 is not that great. They're alright. So instead you instead of finishing off and only getting like 2 or 3% more CDR, you get MR and you're a little tankier in lane and stuff like that.
Alright. Done.
Nice.
And then marks, attack damage, seals, armor.
Yep.
Alright.
Wait, seals. Wait, why are you like? Seals are the yellows, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you said that like you were confused.
Nah, I was just wondering because I don't know why, but I have a lot of different seals. They're only like tier 2s though.
Yeah, the reason why we go these specifics for seals and glyphs is because Riot made it so they're better at certain things than others. Seals or glyphs are give you a lot of AP, but obviously people want resistances, so instead we go MR, and they give us a lot more MR than they do armor. Whereas seals give us a lot more armor than AD or AP or MR, so we go armor for seals, and then obviously marks give us a lot more attack damage and pen than anything else.
Okay.
Contestants is you can go anything, but usually we just want damage for those or pen.
Sounds good.
So yeah, let's hop in masteries.
Yeah.
Do you want me to break down all the masteries or just go, or I could break them down like one by one or just go through them real quick and talk about the ones that are situational? Which would you rather do?
I think the second option. Should I make more than one mastery page?
No. I would just something I do. I just have one mastery page and I change it every game. And that helps you make masteries that are specific to your game.
Okay.
So which option did you want again? Did you want me to go over, like just skim, like
Just
tell you what to
give
get
me
and
masteries and situational.
okay, all right. So okay, so ferocity, top to bottom, left to right. Sorcery is a lot better than fury because once again, it gives us ability damage, which it could be AD or AP depending on what champ you're playing. Keyword is ability damage, so it's not AP.
Yeah, it's not power.
Yeah, it's ability damage. So that's much better. Gives you percent base damage, and that scales so well with Riven. The only reason I go Fury is because it makes it so I can it makes it easier for me to animation cancel. But 100% sorcery is much better. It's kind of just preference. If you prefer being able to animation cancel over the raw damage, then you can go Fury.
Alright.
Next we want Fresh Blood. It's just stronger than the other ones. The next row, I go Vampirism because I'm building a lot of lifesteal. This is another preference thing. Natural Taunt's alright because it gives you attack damage. If you don't feel like you're going to go lifesteal at all, then just go Natural Taunt. But if you do build, or if you feel like you're going to build lifesteal that game, then go Vampirism.
Okay.
Next row, we don't want double-edged sword because we build bruiser. We want to utilize our extra health and our armor and stuff like that, so we don't want to take that additional damage. Instead, you want to go bounty hunter if you think you can get pretty fed throughout the game, and if not, then we go battle trance. If we think we'll go even in lane, or if we're not 100% comfortable with winning our lane or whatever.
Okay.
Next, we go battering blows. So obviously, we're AD. And finally, we go fervor. Warlord just sucks, and we don't want Deathfire because it sucks. You can go cunning if you want. It's kind of cheeky, gives you a lot of damage, but I would definitely recommend resolve if you're not comfortable with like hard carrying. And for resolve, we want to go recovery because unyielding gives us bonus armor magic resist, which is from items. We don't get too tanky from items, so we don't need unyielding. Then we go tough skin, that's fine. From there, we can go runic armor or veteran scars. Veteran scars is specifically for early game. That's if you want to trade a lot early. If you're not going to trade a lot early, if you're up against like a Jayce or something like that, then you want runic armor because it has much better value.
Okay.
Yeah, so veteran scar is pretty much for level 1 through 3. After that, runic armor is much better. And then next we can go insight or fearless. I go fearless if I'm up against someone that just destroys me in lane. Just because I know I won't be able to one-shot people in team fights. So instead I tank a lot in team fights. So I'll go fearless if I'm not comfortable with winning my lane or I feel like I get stomped. Other than that, you want to get insight for the cooldown reduction on your flash and teleport as well.
Alright. Oh, also another question. Do you ever take Ignite as Riven top?
I can't really say Ignite is generally good or bad. It can be good or bad depending on the scenario. I personally don't use Ignite at all because you can get punished really hard for it. Essentially, if you go Ignite, let's say you get a kill, you get first blood top lane. If you go Ignite, it can actually put you behind. Like getting a kill top lane can put you behind. And that sounds really weird, but you get the kill and then you have to recall because you're really low, and the other laner TP's back to lane. And now he can free farm and he can push minions into your tower and deny you CS. And if he does that, then you're going to get behind in XP and gold. Or behind in XP, you'll have a little bit more gold than him, but you'll be behind in XP. So teleport just has more utility. It's a lot safer of a pick. And Ignite, you only want to go if you can guarantee with Ignite that you'll get kills.
Okay.
If you're not getting kills, then you're not going to be using your Ignite a lot. And in that case, it would have been better to just go teleport. So if ever for a second you think that you won't win lane, teleport's just a much better option. But if you're really confident, then you can go Ignite.
Okay.
Also, regarding Fervor and Thunderlords, the Thunderlords tree is pretty obvious what you should go. You want the lethality, by the way. You want precision over intelligence, because we don't really need more CDR. But other than that, everything's pretty obvious, so I won't go over that. But Thunderlords, you only want to go against people you burst, and that's very specific. There's only like a handful of champions that you burst. And the ones I can think of off the top of my mind are like Jax and Teemo. Other than that, everyone you duel for long periods of time if you want to fight them. So for the most part, a lot of your matchups you're going to be going Fervor. But if you go up like against a Teemo, a Jax, or someone with the same kind of playstyle where you want to poke them and then back off, then you get Thunderlords. Like I said, 90% of the time you want to be going Fervor, just because you're going to be dueling for long periods of time.
Okay, so say I do go Thunderlords, do I want 12 points in Resolve or Ferocity?
I would go 12 points in Resolve. It's kind of the thing, like I said earlier. Resolve's just a safer option. Like if you're confident you can do pretty well with Thunderlords, then you could go 12 points in Ferocity. But that's kind of like a cheeky thing to do. If you're not comfortable and winning your lane, or if you think you'll go even or whatever, then you can put the 12 points in resolve, and that way you're a little tankier.
Alright.
So do you have any more questions or anything?
I'm pretty sure that's everything.
Awesome. So, it'd be awesome if you could rate me on league coaching.
Yeah, will do.
Just leave an honest review. If you thought I did things bad or whatever, then say whatever was bad. Other than that, I'll be on league if you have any questions you want to ask me. And I'm streaming as well. If you're interested in my stream, I can link that to you, and I'll answer questions on there as well. Oh wait, you're in my stream, aren't you? Yeah.
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 I'll give you a follow.
When I stream as well, I answer any questions, anything like that. Other than that, it was nice talking to you, man.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you. Thanks for all the help, man.
Yeah, no problem. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, see ya.
See ya. Nice. I feel really bad because I started a game there, but he was pretty chill, so. We have